Okay, welcome to this course on pronunciation. I wanted to start with what I expect my students to do while they enjoy this course, what I expect them to do to improve, because I expect you to be doing all of these, and I think that all of these are essential. They're absolutely vital, crucial, if you want to improve your pronunciation. So number one, read aloud, yeah? I study a foreign language as well, and I listen to my daughter. My wife is from Russia, and so my daughter learns English and Russian at the same time. We have two languages in the house, and of course I enjoy reading aloud with my daughter, and I like listening to her read aloud as well, and I like listening to my wife read aloud because it means I can check some of the things that I have said, and of course you do need to do that. But please read aloud, and read aloud with enthusiasm. Take pleasure when you speak English. I would even argue that you should be taking pleasure when you speak your own native language. I find it enjoyable to speak English, and I find it just as enjoyable to speak Russian as well. So please, when you're reading aloud, do it with enthusiasm and repeat words that are difficult to remember. And by remember, I mean the spelling. There's a lot of really strange spelling in English, like colonel doesn't look like it sounds at all, and there are loads more words like that. Choir doesn't look like choir, does it? It looks like choir or something like that. But choir rhymes with fire. So you need to repeat words where the spelling is difficult, and so it's difficult to remember how to say the words. But you also need to repeat words which are difficult to pronounce. You know, I'm well aware that squirrel is quite a difficult word to get your tongue around. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. So I want you to repeat those difficult words like squirrel. Yeah, you have to repeat them. You have to do them again and again and again until you've got them. You know, a lot of people say answer instead of answer. Yeah, and the correct way of saying that word is answer, answer. Notice there is no W in the pronunciation, and so please be very aware of silent letters. And this is why I want you to focus on weird spelling, focus on silent letters. You know, focus on words like answer, say them many, many times. You know, repetition is really good here. Say them many times in the correct way, and you will learn, you know, to always say it like that. Yeah, repetition is key, especially spoken repetition. Okay, so repeat words difficult to remember and words that are difficult to pronounce, like squirrel. Squirrel. I think this is a difficult word for natives and for foreigners. Yeah, squirrel, squirrel. I find that quite hard to say. Okay, now secondly, and very few people do this, record, maybe even video recording, guys. We've all got phones nowadays. Phone is the easiest way to record yourself talking. Yeah, record and listen to your voice. And this is really important because I guarantee that when you listen to the recording, you will hear a different voice than you usually hear. You will hear all of the mistakes that you are making. So please do this. When I watch my old videos, I've been making videos on YouTube for at least 10 years, maybe 12, 13 years. And when I look at those early videos, they're all English lessons, I hear lots of pronunciation mistakes. And I don't hear so many in my recent videos. And that's because I have been reading aloud, I have been listening to myself, I do watch my own videos sometimes, and I hear all my mistakes then. And I think to myself, I have a problem with pronouncing R and W sometimes, especially after P and B, yeah, brown, problem. And so I will focus on those words and I will repeat them and practice them, and I will do my best not to say them incorrectly. Yeah, and so these two are absolutely key. You do improve when you don't do those two, but very few people actually do it. But I really recommend it, guys. Record and listen to your own voice. You will hear the mistakes then. And do it, you know, you could do this in your native language as well. And I think you will hear that you also make mistakes in your native language with pronunciation. And that's why, you know, it's good to practice in both languages. It will help you.